special guest, Sincere Green. Could you tell us briefly a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm an IT administrator. I also study philosophy. I'm in a world of different things, and I like to talk to people about a lot of different things. So this is kind of my element here, but hopefully I don't, get under anybody's skin. Hopefully everybody likes my opinion. Of course, I'm waiting for the questions and answers.
All right, he's waiting for the hashtag Ask Bri. So make sure y'all get your hashtags Ask Bri questions ready for that segment. We try to do those around 9-10 or so. All right. So we are going to jump right in to our hot topics. She said speak up, okay?
Okay. I'm sorry. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yvette said you're good.
Okay.
All right. So the first hot topic we have is family bathrooms and what I like to call potty parity, which is equality for baby changing stations in all restrooms. Now, do you want to kind of give you all a little bit of feedback and or background, on that whole issue? In October 7th, 2016, President Obama signed Bathrooms Accessible in Every Situation Act, aka the Babies Act, for all public bathrooms in federal buildings. Okay? That is public bathrooms in federal buildings. But of course, we still have the private sector and we still have state and local that have to make this law come into fruition. Okay? My whole issue with the baby changing stations is that no mom or dad, and Sincere is a dad, which is mainly one of the reasons why I really wanted to talk about this topic with him as a guest, is because no parent should have to worry about where they can change their child's diaper and it be sanitary and be clean. It should be equal for both parents. And what I thought was really interesting when I was reading the background for this is that one guy said that not having baby changing stations in men's bathrooms is showing us that women are the caretakers. It's, you know what I mean? It's like saying that women are supposed to be taking care of the babies. Society, just even in our public restrooms, you're saying only women can tend to children.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I think they're just kind of being lazy. But on another note, I guess I have two daughters. I have a 7 and an 8-year-old, and so I've been around the block and by myself with two little girls, and trying to change them is no easy task. I mean, if it's no family bathroom, you're pretty much got to find a way to get into the girls' bathroom, and that's not going to happen. So you got to make a way. So I mean, I've definitely felt people's pain, but it does make perfect sense to do. But how soon? Because I've actually worked in a government environment, and they had them in all the male bathrooms, and this was just last year. Well, the year before last, 2015.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So they were there, and they were all throughout. But if you would call anybody else that didn't work in a government environment, they would say it's not there. So I mean, I guess it's a convenience thing, but really, it's just something that should be there. I mean, I agree with you on that.
Right, absolutely. And Michelle said, I wonder if that is cultural. I see a lot of black men walking around with children. I agree. Well, I don't know about that one. I have to come back on that one. Yvette said, no, we have some good dads out there. Absolutely, and that's my point. Dads are parents too, and I was telling Sincere earlier in our prep was that there was a sign on Google that actually said parents restroom, dads are welcome. Why did you have to say dads are welcome? Dads are parents too. So I just thought that was really interesting. Janae said You have single dads and dads who just take their kids for the day. They need it too. Absolutely. Yeah. I absolutely agree. And I think that if you do not have changing stations in male bathrooms, then you need to have a family restroom like you find in Target or in Walmart or big department stores. But it's really coming down to our smaller restaurants, McDonald's, Wendy's, even like, well, I'm not too sure about, what are they called? Like the Chesapeake House, the Maryland House.
Oh, yeah.
Roadside.
Not like, say when you're driving. And,
yes,
I forgot what they call
rest
it.
stops. Yes, rest stop restrooms, which is pretty much the main time when you are traveling that you actually do need that type of help, you know? So my question is for you with 2 daughters, what did you do?
Well, we had to wait or we had to go to another place. That was the only 2 options. And 9 times out of 10, you can't wait. So we're inconvenienced, so we got to leave where we are. We have to stop shopping, or we have to stop doing whatever we're doing so we can go to someone that's somewhere else that actually has a family restroom in it.
Wow.
You know, so,
Now, I talked to a gentleman at work today who said if that were the case and he had nowhere else to go, he would actually take his daughter and hold her head close to his chest so she wouldn't see and take her into the men's restroom because that was no other option. And then another employee actually said he would ask a woman to take her.
Yeah, well, if
and
it's an emergency,
stand by the door. But I don't know. But I'm not a dad, so you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You have to do what you have to do. Let's see. Yvette said, I have never used them because most people don't clean after themselves. It needs sanitation wipes next to it. They actually are supposed to have
sanitation wipes. 9 times
in the thing.
They don't have those. Yeah, she's right about that.
Right, absolutely.
Pretty much you're on your own, so you better wet some paper towels up or something.
Yeah. Yvette said we went back to the car.
Yeah. The car is actually more convenient for a guy. You know, because sometimes you, like you say, you don't have anywhere to go. So, you know, car's best, especially if you have very, very small children. So, that's like a best option.
Yeah. We need daddy equality. Daddy equality. Yes, we're going to call it Potty Parity. And actually, Ashton Kutcher did a change.org for changing stations in male restrooms.
Oh, Ashton Kutcher, he's doing a lot right now.
Yeah, it got a lot of signatures, definitely. They said they should have portable bathrooms you can blow up and put in your pocket.
Well, you might want to sell that. You might want to tell somebody, you know, that's a good idea.
Right, you might want to patent that. Michelle said, luckily I was blessed with a little boy. We know that water bottle life. Oh, Lord, yes. Yes, the water bottle.
The world is very convenient for a boy, but yeah, aim and shoot.
Isaiah said, I'm going to try. Yvette said, daddy equality. Right. We need daddy equality. Which moves us into, it's kind of part of the same topic. When we're talking about family restrooms. Now, family restrooms are usually, 9 times out of 10, a single user. One toilet, one sink, one. Now, it's been talk to move from unisex single user restrooms into multiple user restrooms, unisex. Now, y'all know me, and y'all know I did my research. My issue, and I kind of agree with this article. I usually write it down, but I get all my stuff from Huffington Post, and this was written by Caroline Bologna. And the difference between women and men, right? Michelle said, I ain't ready yet. I'm not either. But see, women, our culture in the bathroom, we put on makeup, we talk to each other. Somebody else could actually be using the bathroom and we're having a conversation. Like, women talk in the bathroom, and we're very open and like have conversations and like, girl, you got some tissue, give me some tissue, you know, or whatever. Whereas men
in the bathroom, as you don't want to be elbow reach of another guy in the bathroom. You can say, excuse me.
Right. No eye contact in the male restroom.
If you're looking...
Zero. People gonna think you watching. People gonna think you watching.
I mean, because you got it. It's like when you go into the stall, and guys know this. You go into the stall, there's 6 different stalls. You go to the farmost stall on the right, and it's one other guy. He walks in. He walks past all the stalls. He goes one stall next to you. It's an awkward situation. Why are you so close? Are you looking for something I'm not looking for? But that unisex bathroom is going to give that kind of situation because you don't know what the next person is getting for. But it's if you're going there for family, how would you feel if you went to the bathroom to change your daughter and a guy came in to use the bathroom? Some people are fine with that. Some people aren't. But I don't know. Me personally, I wouldn't like it too much. But teach their own.
To eat, right, absolutely. Timothy Wilson said they shouldn't do that. It's too many sick-minded people out here.
Yeah.
We agree with that. George said, I'm not cool with men being in the bathroom with my little girls.
Facts.
Shirley said, no. Isaiah said, men too scared. It's a man code. George said, family restrooms. Zay said, I be looking, but it don't
make eye contact.
Don't make eye contact.
Don't be
right. Vlad said, so true, man. Yvette said, don't say, dude, them. Oh, don't say, dude, them shoes nice. You don't talk. You don't talk in the men's bathroom. You don't talk. Minister AJ said, I don't like it. Just leave the restrooms alone.
Oh.
I mean, and the thing is, like he was saying, with men's restrooms, men being too close. I think if we go to unisex multi-user, if a man is too close to a woman, then now,
I had to think about that.
Now, he's not so much worried about, somebody staring. Mm-hmm. Now, is he staring at this woman?
Right? Is it sexual preference behind it? Is it? Do you feel it's kind of that? But if you got a unisex bathroom and say you like everybody's saying, about little girls. So do you let your daughter go to the bathroom as unisex? Do you not? Do you let your son go to the bathroom as unisex? Or do you not? I mean, it's always going to be a question, but they're actually trying to do it. That's the crazy part about it.
And what's interesting about it is that the separation of the sexes for bathrooms came about in the Victorian era. And it only became about because of the vulnerability of women. Women needing to feel safe, especially because we do the same thing. Mm-hmm. We do exactly that. We both are getting rid of waste, but the thing is that we do it differently, right. But it's the same actual purpose. Yeah. But it definitely brings off of air of vulnerability.
Yeah, I mean, well, do you think it has something to do with just males trying to be a protector for women, saying we should keep women, in their own bathroom so we can protect them from any outside, type of threats or something like that?
I would totally agree with that, and I think that was the main purpose for it to be separate in the beginning, mm-hmm. from the very beginning in the Victorian period. Tim said, "Woo, y'all come on, y'all commenting. Yes, y'all commenting." Tim said, a woman shouldn't be at a urinal, period. I think all women should be using toilets. Absolutely. I mean, Shirley said, why are we getting forced into this mess? No. Karen, she said she's late. That's all right, girl. You can watch the first part on the replay. That's all right. But I think also, going off with what these comments are saying, I don't think we're ready. No. I really don't think we're ready for it.
It's too many scenarios that we haven't prepped ourselves for. And not even just prepped ourselves, but prepped our children for.
Yeah.
It's very important. If you're a parent, you got to remember, kids ask 1,000 questions.
Yes.
So how do you explain these type of situations that we haven't even been in yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a difficult time, we're in.
It definitely is because... for a woman, if I go into a bathroom where there's curtains, I even feel a little Like, why is there not a door? I need a door. I need a door. Why? It's just, you know what I mean? And then even so, I went to Europe. I've been 3 times, but the first time I went, I don't remember what country I was in, but they did not have stalls. It was just a row of toilets. And I felt so uncomfortable. Yeah. But I was just like, this is what y'all do. I mean, you know?
I mean, yeah, it's if you're at the gym or something like that.
Yeah!
I mean, you gotta
Showers,
go.
I need a door for showers.
I mean, you look this way, you might see something you don't want to see.
Yeah.
But, you know, they don't, I guess mindset is different in other countries. You know, we don't.
Yeah.
I don't think they, you know, think about sex as much as Americans do, because we sell sex in the media.
Yeah.
So if you see sex all the time, it's hard to, you know, go around and not acknowledge that, you know, with the opposite sex, even sometimes the same sex. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's just,
I agree. Definitely the perception and misinterpretation.
Yeah.
You know, which we would definitely fall into. Michelle said yes. Y'all going face? Yes, when you clubbing, men and women using the bathrooms. Mm-hmm. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Minister
it's
AJ
horrible
Norris.
Too.
Yeah.
Oh my
dirty. Well, please let me know. Somebody came up. Well, please let me know when this starts, so I won't think everyone trans. We will. Yvette said that's the way girls shower room in college. Yeah. Well, my college, we actually did. We had curtains.
Unisex, though?
No,
it wasn't unisex.
Now the building was.
The building
was
co-ed. Was the shower? Imagine going into the shower. You going into the shower, and right next you got another man going into the shower. He might be attractive. He might not be.
Right.
But what if he's a creep?
Right.
That's what they're trying to introduce into the mix.
Yeah, wow. I just think it adds an element. Because, you know, some people will say even now you have to deal with if somebody watching from another man for you or for me from another woman. Mm-hmm. But
some people comfortable with that.
Right. But the thing is, that's the norm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm used to dealing with females. You're used to dealing with going to the restroom with men. So when we break that norm, that's where we have the discrepancy. We
have to deal with it.
Exactly. Vlad said, with little child goes to the toilet, one parent. If my mother, woman's female, if the dad, men's. Children may have to ask a lot of questions already. It's a caution. That's my friend from Russia, so his English isn't as straight. But I definitely get what you're saying, Vlad. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. If you're with the mother, you go in the woman's. If you're with the father, you go into the men's restroom. If that's the only option, seems to be. You know what I mean? So it's a hot topic, and you know, it may be here sooner rather than later. So we have to definitely prepare ourselves, prepare our children. And I'm not a parent. I'm an auntie. And I can say my niece, she is so advanced. You know, what technology has made our kids so advanced to so much stuff. We were at a hotel and they had a landline phone. Mm-hmm. And she picked it up and I said, Helena, hang the phone up. I said, hang the phone up. And she said, how do you hang the phone up? There's no end button. There's no screen.
Oh, that's
I said, just put it down. It was the cutest thing ever. But I'm just like, wow.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible. It make me feel old.
Right. Wow.
How do you turn the phone up? There's no end button.
There's no end button. And she know technology. These kids today know this technology. So we have to, and all these little parent controls you have on these devices and stuff, we have to get real, everybody. We have to get real because it's coming fast. Technology is making us move real fast.
Well, I mean, I'll say this, and it's something I heard the other day. It was just talking about kids growing up like millennials and people born after 2000 and before. It's like, you know, my age group, I'm 27. I'll give you that. Mm-hmm. My age group, we grew up with the internet. We started off without it, like, per se. We went outside, we played, we were normal.
No.
And internet came into play, and then social media came into play. But the 2000 kids, they're growing up in the internet. Not with the internet, but in the internet.
The millennials.
They live through it. So it's kind of hard to really deal with any particular situation, because it's always going to be able to get online and see somebody feeling totally different that might appeal more to your child, but you're still learning as a parent. It's a difficult situation, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot to think about. So we got to stay on our P's and Q's when as times change, because we got to be prepared for the nonsense they're going to throw into.
Yes, it's coming, y'all. It's coming, and we have to talk about it now. Like I always say in all of my shows, communication is key. Even if you disagree with what I'm saying or what Sincere is saying, we have to talk. We have to talk about it, everybody. So that is our first topic. Unisex bathrooms and potty parity, having baby changing stations in all restrooms is what needs to happen. We need to have dad equality. So, moving on to parenting and sons and boys. The second topic is boys can cry too. Okay, boys can cry too. Now, in the Huffington Post by Rachel Tolson, she said, boys have emotions too. And they do. They are human beings. Yes. Boys are told to forget about it, to man up. Their emotions are trapped behind this wall. So they are ticking time bombs. Okay? And the thing is that when a boy cries, we make them feel weak. We make them feel like they wimps or, all kinds of bad. Mm-hmm. When we say to any child, it doesn't have to even be your child, but when we say to a son, to a boy, hush up all that noise, why are you crying? Man up. Man up. He's 8 years old. What you mean, man up?
I mean, I grew up with a dad who was really strict, and he wanted me to stop crying even if he was beating my behind. But, that was just, you had to be tough at those times. I guess it came down from generations before, we had to be tough in previous, lifetimes. So I think it's just a commencement of that, you have to be tough as a man, because when we get out into the world, there's other type of elements that come into play that we have to be tough enough to be able to protect our family. We got to be tough enough to be able to guard our emotions from other people so they don't take advantage of us, in which case put our family at in a vulnerable state. It's I understand it. Do I agree with it? I'm half and half, because if I have a son, because I have 2 girls myself, if I feel a lot of emotion, I got to let it out somehow, and if somebody passes away, or I lose a friend, or even a broken heart, everybody's different. Some guys will laugh at you, if you cry, shed a tear over losing somebody that was close to you. If they didn't pass away, it was just a girlfriend. But some guys, it's like, man, he's hurt. Some guys, you say, I have friends that I tell them, and guys, I tell them I love them. Some other guys, you say you can't say that to, because they might feel some kind of way. It's a lot behind it. But me personally, I think men should be able to express their emotions in the same way women can, to a certain extent.
I absolutely agree with a lot of what you said. And I think when you talk about that strength piece, to me, strength is somebody who's well-rounded. Mm-hmm. Somebody who's in tune with their emotions and in tune with their feelings. Mm-hmm. And when you said, when you cry over something that means a lot to you, it could be a toy. It could be, it doesn't have to necessarily be life.
Right.
It could be something that really meant a lot to this person, to this boy, or to this man. And for us to view them as weak or something like that, because they are letting out their hurt. To me, like Yvette said, her man cries at watching TV, and she thinks it's the cutest thing. I think if I see a man cry over something that's perceived as simple, I think he's really in tune. I don't. My first initial thing is not, oh, he's weak, or
so if
he's not a man.
Say if he's crying during Lion King or something.
That's amazing. That is amazing. I mean, hello, Mufasa. Mufasa. Is that the name? That's the father name, Mufasa. Yes.
That's okay.
Hello?
Okay.
Yes. Even when they scream, if you're in a haunted house and you scream, I'm
oh
like,
my
yes.
goodness. I'm not screaming in the haunted house.
He was like, woo. We had some comments here. Wait a minute. Let's see. Oh, we had a lot. Shirley says, stop telling boys to man up. Showing emotion is part of being a man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Karen said, this is a time and place for there's a time and place for emotion. There's an appropriate response to emotion. My son has always been allowed to express his emotion, tears and all. Absolutely. Yvette said, thanks, Shirley. Vlad said, men can be sentimental, and if a man has revealed his emotions to you, you mean a lot to him.
That's very true.
That is so true, Vlad. But for others, he is a warrior with a stone heart. I agree with that.
Deep. Ain't
that deep?
Yeah.
That's that Russian philosophy over there. All right. AJ said, I cried during the Lion King. Amen. Amen. Mufasa, no. Hello? I mean, come on now. Janae said, I believe that it's okay for a man to cry. They have emotions and feelings too. It's attractive seeing a man cry because I know then he's not putting on a front or an act. Yeah. He's really showing emotion. And so we really have to get out of saying to these boys, stop crying. What you crying for? You being a little girl. For real, if God didn't want us to cry, he wouldn't have gave men tear ducts. If he did not want you to cry and stop you from crying, you wouldn't even have them. Just like we have a uterus and men don't. Hello? If he didn't want men to cry, they wouldn't have tear ducts. Somebody. But I really want to stress that when we take that away from men, it shuts them off.
Yeah, I mean, like if you have kids, if you have a child and you have a girl, like you want them to understand that how you feel inside. Because I mean, if you hide that from everybody else and then you only show it to certain people, how are you genuine in that?
Right.
You know, because you only show some of yourself. Why are you so afraid? You know, to show who you truly are. And like Vlad said, you show honor when you do that. But,
absolutely. That was deep, Vlad. Shirley said, it's so sad that peer pressure can happen at any age. Crying is necessary. AJ Norris said, wait, there's no mountain too great.
Yeah.
Hello. Yes, you have to. We as a collective, and I'm so glad people are in here and you're commenting and you're watching. We have to, again, talk about it. And maybe we will see change. And maybe we will see actually men being in tune with themselves and not hiding off, because you'll find that a lot of men, we were talking about in the prep of the show, will either close themselves off completely, they will abandon their families, walk away from situations because they don't know how to deal. Because we can take, sometimes for me, I don't cry just out of sadness. I cry when I'm happy, I cry when I'm sad, I cry when I'm mad, I cry all the time.
What is Karen?
Karen said, on the flip side, no one likes to see a whiny little boy who is a crybaby.
Being spoiled is different.
Yes, and I think, but you can say the same thing about a girl too.
Yeah.
But
I mean, is that what you meant? Is that what you meant, Karen? Did you mean that just like he's just crying over everything? Oh my goodness, never stops crying
all the time.
I think that's been spoiled. I don't think that's really him showing that he's emotional.
AJ said, I cry when I'm hungry. I do.
Yes, I become very hungry and angry.
Absolutely. That said, it's a difference between a crybaby and a man. Now, that gets us into judging what's important.
Right, yeah. That's true.
If you have a little boy who cries all the time, and he cries over a toy, or he cries because he can't get this, he cries because he can't get that, it's because at some point, you gave him those things, and it's become habitual. Or a norm. He's spoiled. A habit. So when you try and take something from them that's normal, and that goes into the psychology and the philosophy, then they're like, it hurts
They
them.
lose necessity.
Right, like what is going
That's a
on
part
here?
of
You
life,
changed,
right?
you changed, and didn't tell me. I didn't get the memo. So,
Are you supposed to teach them how to deal with, the loss of something that was always there? How, do
you should.
If they're
Right.
constantly crying, do you help them understand why they're crying? Do you help them, try to say, what's making them cry? Is it, or is it just no? You shouldn't just keep crying.
Right.
How do you deal with
Right,
it?
you have to make it a teachable moment.
Yeah.
You have to make it a teachable moment. Vlad said, important role played by stereotypes. I think in Russia, this is, a man is the breadwinner, the woman the mistress, and only so. But the world is changing. We change. Emotions and feelings are more important. Are more important than imposed standards.
Yeah. I mean, that's what makes us human, Vlad.
He coming with it, Vlad. You coming with it tonight.
That's what makes us human.
Yvette said, find out what's wrong, and then if it don't stop, we need to show him what's going to happen.
Okay.
I would agree with that. A teachable moment.
Yeah.
A parenting moment.
Yeah.
That's
put
a
a child in his place. Okay,
Right.
I see where you're going.
Right. That's a parenting moment. But even from saying boys can cry too, so can men. So can men. And I think real men cry. Because that means that something hurt them, or, they feel pain. They feel pain. Right?
I feel
you
pain.
feel pain?
I feel pain.
I mean, if a man got shot and he ain't cry,
Yeah. I mean, I know
what you
guys
trying
like
to be?
that.
I'll
though.
be like, why you trying to be strong? Go ahead, cry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, cry.
I mean, there's some guys like to cry, when no one's around. They don't like to cry when somebody can see them. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, but hey, I guess it just depends on how you are as a person, But we can change the tide.
Yes, we can.
We can find the middle ground.
Yes, we can.
Between crybaby and man.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that closes us out on Boys Can Cry Too. It seems like we're down to an agreement that boys can cry too and men can cry too. All right. AJ said, no oats, just get your food stamps. What? Shirley said, I know men who don't cry and they're always angry.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Depressed.
Right.
Stressed.
And closed off because they don't know how to express. Vlad said sometimes tears, only human physiology. No one can change that.
No.
Absolutely.
You're going to cry if you haven't. Some people are mad because they can't cry. So this is a disability
Yes.
where you can't cry.
You don't have
as
tear
hard
ducts.
as you can.
Yeah.
That releases dopamine, just the same as like when you get eat a piece of chocolate or something when you're sad. Crying to do it too.
Yep. You got to release it. It's a stress reliever, really. Yeah. Let it out. Go ahead and let it out. Let it out. That's what I always say. Let it out. All right, we're going to move into our third and final hot topic, which I think is little hot. I think Sincere and I are on the same page here. And that is, should you say Happy Father's Day to single mothers?
No.
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 No. No matter how much mama hold it down. And I was brought up in a single parent home. Mama put it down. Mama's still putting it down. She still look out for me. She still supports me no matter what. Unfortunately, my dad is no longer with us. But she is my world. But on Father's Day, that is for fathers. She is not my father. She is my mother who held it down.
We always go back to it. God gave you a mother. God gave you a father. You say Father's Day, Happy Father's Day to your father. You say Happy Mother's Day to your mother. Your mother can always be there. She can protect you. She'll be whatever. She brought you into this world. A man can't do that.
Right.
Physically.
Right.
He can plant the seed, but mommy's got to bring you in. So that's always going to be mommy. Right. It's always going to be a difference. That's just me personally. I mean, I was raised by my dad. I didn't have my mom growing up. So I'm total opposite. But, my mama was around. I just wasn't raised by her. So I'm not speaking from a biased standpoint, but it's just biologically, they're two different people. I think you should give them praise for who they are in your life, period. And don't try to make them somebody they're not just because you don't have them. That's overcompensation for what?
Right.
They're a whole person that made you great.
Exactly. The two parts made you. And Karen said no. She's a single mother. Yvette said,
all woman, no father in me.
Right. Yvette said, I'm all woman, no father in me.
That's great.
And the thing is, even if your father is not doing what he's supposed to do, he's alcoholic, he's abusive, he's whatever, he leaves the family, that child will still feel like a piece of them is gone.
Yes.
And mama cannot fill that void. Mama can support, mama can make me feel good, but at the end of the day, mama ain't daddy. Uncle ain't daddy. Granddaddy ain't daddy. Yeah. You know, you're still gonna, even when kids are adopted by a mother and a father, they still, to some extent, long for that bloodline.
Yes.
You know what I mean? What made me me?
I mean, you share common, like, underlying traits with your parents anyway.
Right.
And, you know, I don't want to speak, and for people who don't have their parents in their life, might have been raised by their grandparents. But it's something inside you that correlates with your mother and father in particular. You get certain things from certain people in your family, and I believe that it's highly influential with your mother and father versus with your aunts and uncles and your granddad. Oh yeah, you know, he's kind of like your grandfather.
Right.
You're like your grandmother, but you're like your dad. You're like your mom. So I don't think that's fair to take that away from us. You know, because somehow, some kind of way, he's still your dad. He's
still dad. And the thing is, my mother was so amazing, because even my older sisters and I, we don't have the same father, but we were still in relationship with his other children. Mm-hmm. Like, my sister's sister is my sister. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm with my sister's sister, when we're out in public or whatever, that's my sister.
Right.
You know, there's no, it's none of that. This is my sister. This, you know what I mean? And it's always been that way, even if the dads were not in the picture.
Yeah.
But trust and believe, we knew who our fathers were. Mm-hmm. We knew everything, you know, about them, because, especially for me, and that those who know me personally, if you saw my mama is about 5'2", she's light-skinned, small built. I'm 6 feet tall and chocolate complexion. Hello. So I look just like my daddy. Just like him. So if my mother had ever spoke negatively about him, or, you know, then it would be an issue for me, because I don't look like my mom. I look like my dad. Right. You know, he had my identity.
You're always going to want to find that connection.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, because I've had friends who've had, you know, their dad went off, like you said, and then they ended up with their mother married someone else. They had a stepfather, and they were kind of close to their stepfather, but it just wasn't that type of bond. They couldn't build a bond with that person. But at the same time, they still don't respect their dad. But they'll never say, you know, Happy Father's Day to their mom.
Right.
You know,
right. Yes.
Like, you can do everything, but, you know, it's just mom's mom.
Mom is mom. Shirley said, I have told my sisters Happy Father's Day, and we laugh about it, even though the fathers of their children aren't there. If the fathers were there, no, I would not say that to them at all. Yvette's...
I think.
Well, she said she laughed. Yeah, she joked about it.
Some people say it and really mean it.
Yeah, and give gifts.
Yeah.
Take their mothers out for dinner.
For Father's Day.
For Father's Day. Yvette said, you are the mailman's child.
Wow.
But you still want to know who that mailman is, right? Maya said, I don't deal with mine. I call him my sperm donor now. A lot of people, when I was reading about this, said they do think of that in that way. Yeah. But at the same time, he contributed to who you are. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't be who you were without him. You wouldn't exist.
It'd be a whole different person.
So we subconsciously always want to feel that. And mama can't feel that.
Oh.
So I would say, just don't say Happy Father's Day at all.
Yeah.
You know, to your moms, okay? Shirley said, growing up, my father was never there. My mom was everything. No, I never told her Happy Father's Day.
Right.
So,
It probably would have felt weird if you did.
yeah.
Even though, you know, your father wasn't there, it probably just still would feel weird. You know, it's your mom. Mommy did this for me.
Right.
You know, not, you know, mommy, daddy did it for me. She did everything. She did what she needed to do. And some moms don't even do that. So give her credit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Excuse me. And what I was, is that soda, y'all. And what I was telling Sincere earlier for our prep is that every day,
Wow.
yeah, gifts, girl.
Really?
Every day is Mama's Day. I mean, sometimes I'll put like little sayings on Facebook or Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Mommy, I love you, blah, 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 blah. You know, stuff like that. And then on special days, like my dad's birthday or Father's Day, I'll do a rest in peace. He's no longer here. But every other day, I show my mother. Yeah, I don't just wait for Mother's Day.
Right.
To express how much, and I say,
mean,
and
that's
I
what
only,
real love is.
well, I say that only
Yeah.
when the father is absent.
Oh, okay.
In situations where the father is absent, every day is Mother's Day except Father's Day and your dad's birthday, maybe.
Well, that's a good way to think about it. I've never met anybody that put it, you know, had that type of concept, you know. But
I mean, yeah, that's how I view. And then because the thing is, would you say Happy Veterans Day to somebody who's not a veteran?
No.
Would you say Merry Christmas to someone who's Jewish?
No, that's not. It's not right. It's not right.
It's
but
right.
It
wouldn't make sense, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense at all.
You know, Mama held it down. Mama held it down. She did. But she's not my father. She's my mother who held it down. All right? So that is our topic for Father's Day. I did want to I love giving background information. Mother's Day was actually established in 1914 by Anna Jarvis. Father's Day wasn't made a law until 1972.
Hold on, wait.
1972.
When was Mother's Day?
Mother's Day was 1914 by Anna Jarvis.
1914.
Yes.
Father's Day was when?
1972.
Well, there you go. Just goes to show how important moms are.
Already.
They put us to work. Mom is. I think, you know, the woman is the key to the family, and I think every real man knows that. You know, you can't have a family without a strong woman, but you can have a family if a man's not there. We've seen it.
Yeah.
We've seen it.
Yeah.
You know, they can do it.
Well, you can have a family without a mom too.
You could.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can't. But just to take away,
yeah,
you should never take it away because everybody has seen it. You've seen it in history, like
clearly,
right?
Clearly. And Vlad said my father drove us out of the house with my mother when I was 10 years old, but I tried to keep in touch with him. He's my father. It's hard, but he is who he is, and it's his day too. AJ said, "Well, my Mother's Day didn't start until 1981." Oh. Yes, 1981. Shirley said the woman is the glue.
The glue.
The man is the head, and the woman is the glue. That's another topic for another show.
Where are we going?
Because I say that only, a real quick little tidbit, is that when all of that was talked about, man being the head of the household.
They got out of hand?
No, it's just that society wasn't like it is now.
Oh.
Women did not live in their own homes. We weren't working.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
it's a different environment.
I've been the head of my household since I was 21, since I left from college.
Okay.
So 21 to 36, that's a long time to be the head.
Yeah. I mean,
and then, I don't know.
Pretty much.
My husband gonna have to work with me. It ain't gonna change just like that. You got to work with me. I love.
So you gonna walk into your domain.
We got to
watch out.
Start in one thing. Like, you can't live with me. You can't live with me. I'm too used to it. You know.
Yeah,
I'm too used to it. So But I'm open to change. I just put it like that. But it's not gonna happen in a day. All right. What do they say? Rome wasn't built in a day. Oh, and I did want to say, going back to boys crying, Jesus wept. John chapter 11, verse 35. I really wanted to say that. All right. It is 9:15. We have 15 minutes left to the show. Woo! Hello. All right. So our next segment is hashtag Ask Bri. I did receive a question earlier, and it said, do you think Adele, for those that watch the Grammys, do you think Adele was humble, or was she weak and insecure during her acceptance speech at the Grammys?
Was she humble? I think that she was trying to. She was humble, because I mean, me personally, I'm sorry to all the Beyonce fans, but I think Adele can sing better than Beyonce. Now, Beyonce has the glamour, she has the glitz, she has performance, she can dance and sing at the same time. Adele kind of just stands there and sings, but I think that she has a better voice than Beyonce. Now, for her to say that Beyonce deserved the gift, you know, the award more than she did, was just, I guess, to say that she has more talent than Adele. I feel like, you know, she was paying homage to somebody who set the way for her in a way.
Because in the industry, we have what is called a triple threat. Right. Someone who can sing, act, dance, you know, do all these different things. You want to be a triple threat. I think Adele is only a one-sided threat. Mm-hmm. She can blow, she can sing, but she stands in one spot. AJ said, watch your mouth, I know where you work.
I apologize before I said anything
he put a disclaimer.
Beyonce, because I know the Beehive is out there.
But that's what we're saying. We are agreeing with the Beehive.
Yes.
We're saying that Adele wasn't weak and insecure. No. She was recognizing real. Yeah. She was saying, girl, you that. You know what I mean? Janae said she had to be humble. She was humbled at that moment. She gave ode to Bay. Absolutely. I agree with you. Vlad said talent and experience are different things. Yes. Because Adele is kind of, well, not that new. Her first album was 19, when she was 19. Then she did 21 when she was 21. And then she did 25. She's 25. Okay, so we'll always know how old Adele is.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess that's just American type of thing.
Yeah, but and I was going to say, it's also culturally, the cultural difference that, I mean, for those that are saying Adele shouldn't have said Beyonce deserved the album of the year over her, it's like you're putting Adele and Beyonce on the same level. They're not on the same. They're not on the same level.
Adele won't move millions of people.
You know, like you can't put Adele with Michael Jackson.
No,
you can't. You just can't.
Pop icon versus another star.
Yes, now
it's not the same.
Now y'all know me. When I do karaoke, I'm like Adele all day.
Karaoke.
I love y'all. You gotta come and visit sometimes. Okay. Thursday night, I host karaoke down at the Horseshoe. Come on out, y'all.
Have a good time.
Yes, come hanging with your girl, Bri.
Horseshoe has some good drinks.
Yes, good and cheap. Mm-hmm. Hello. But I was gonna say that, honestly, if I'm honest, in this album 25, the only song that really popped to me was Hello. Because if I sing When You Were Young, or there's another one that's like, people are like, oh, who sang that? I'm like, Adele. Like Hello. Karen said those were Adele's feelings. Yvette said Adele was DL's show tonight. Oh, was she? DL Hughley. Shirley said each of them are queens in their own right. You don't have to be equal to be a queen.
No.
Absolutely. I agree with that, Shirley, but I think Bey is a queen and Adele is a princess. I think she's still in princess category.
Oh, my goodness.
I could be wrong.
I mean...
Beyonce
has been in the game a long time. She has been in groups. She has been on her own. She has gotten married and had kids. And a lot of people can't even do that. No offense to anybody else, because I didn't do it. But hey,
Yeah.
she did that.
Right.
So she had something to look up to besides just her persona and talent, you know, on stage. So I could see how somebody could idolize her or give her, you know, respect even when you're in the same type of industry as she is, because you see all of the things that encompass Beyonce. You don't see that with Adele. Like you see Adele, her performance. You don't see what she does outside. You don't see how if she brings people together like Beyonce does, because Beyonce has some power and she tries to use it. And she does use it.
Do you even know Adele's fan club?
I don't know Adele's fan club.
But we know Beehive. Like, if that's not proof enough.
Yeah.
And all Adele was doing was recognizing real.
We're not hating on Adele.
No, we're not hating on Adele. Yeah, not at all.
Not hating on Adele.
Karen said, I think their voices are apples and oranges. Beyonce is an entertainer who can sing. Right. Adele is a good singer. I agree with you 100%, Karen. 100%. Janae said, Beyonce had a better year than Adele, period. Lemonade is amazing. She didn't have to say black friends, though. Janae is talking about when Adele gave her speech. She said, oh, Beyonce, I love you so much. You just did so much for my black friends. You just improved who they were.
It just pointed them out.
My black friends. Vlad said, this is how to compare a mother and father. Everyone deserves a holiday. Everyone deserves a reward.
Yes.
All right. Shirley said, you're wrong. Whoops.
What are we wrong about, Shirley?
Shirley said, you are young, so I forgive you.
What am I wrong about?
Right. Where we wrong? Where we wrong?
Let me know, because I like to learn.
Yvette said, to me, may the best one win. And Adele, I don't think she didn't think she was the best. But she was like, she was up for she was up against some tight competition. And she was just giving Beyonce her props. Yes. Janae said, no, Adele is still in princess mode. Oh. Hello? Thank you, Janae. Still in princess mode, LOL. She can sing, but she still has to grow in the industry. Beyonce is a triple threat. And I totally agree. You cannot compare, even, you can say different genres, but you can't compare.
You can't compare the two people's character.
You can't.
Alone. But
you cannot. All right, we had 5 minutes left. This has been such a good show. Yes. Oh my goodness. The comments have been rolling in. I probably got like 50,000 comments, which is amazing. Thank you all so much for your feedback. We're going to move right into Brinky's top 3 brilliant behaviors. So these are our little quirks that we all do, okay? I'm trying to see this comment. Shirley said, you called her princess. She is the queen also. I still forgive you. Okay. We'll agree to disagree. Yvette said, but for real, if B won all the time, they would think something was wrong.
So you think they gave it to her just to mix it up? People do that.
Yeah.
People do that.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I can't think of a really, really hot Adele song that will overlap any of Beyonce's work.
It was just hello.
Yeah. That's not, unless they played it on the radio, just played it out. Did it get more hits? Did it get more views?
Now, see, I think the situation was Beyonce did Formation at the Super Bowl.
Right.
And it got a lot of backlash.
Of course it did.
Right.
But that was because it had a message.
Right.
You can't have a message in the United States.
Yeah, right. And I think that's what was the deciding factor.
So that makes sense.
I really think that.
But they do stuff like that.
Yeah. Vlad said something about Illuminati.
Illuminati?
Vlad said they already do LOL Illuminati. Yvette said that could be possible. AJ said they did because Bay won the last 4 years. So,
yeah.
But again, Adele, I think she wasn't being weak or insecure. She was recognizing real. And hello. So Brinky's top 3 brilliant behaviors. We all do these things. How many of you pretend not to see someone you totally recognize? All the time. All the time. Especially if somewhere like they part of this group and I'm in another group. And it don't have to be like malicious, but say a coworker sees me at the casino and I don't want to talk to this coworker.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, I don't know you. Shirley said me.
If you give him a quick check and keep it moving.
Yeah. You like, ooh. Or sometimes you know their face, but you don't remember their name. I really hide from those people. If I don't remember your name, I really try to hide.
It's hard to have a conversation with somebody you don't know their name.
And they say your name 5 times.
Yes.
Brianna, it's so good to see Brianna. Look, you have changed so much. I'm like, thank you so much. Right. Number 2, suddenly forget how to type because someone is watching you. Now, for me, if I'm sitting at my desk and somebody comes behind me and they're just staring at my screen, I like freeze up in a way because then they're kind of like, they're watching me. So I'm like, why are you watching me? But he has a different take.
Yeah, I work in IT, so if somebody comes in my office and I'm typing, I'll actually try to show off as, like, type faster. Like, yeah, I'm typing. Click and click. And sometimes I might even say, the words might not even be whole words. They might just be, I'm just clicking.
Fronting, looking like he working.
I mean, but it gives the impression.
Fronting. Hey, what they say, give a good impression always. Right? Hello? We got some LOLs here. Yvette said, that's me. I flunked the test. Oh, yeah, I can't stand when someone is like right on top of me. And number 3, our last one for the evening. Now, I'm going to describe this one. When you're switching lanes in heavy traffic, you pick out a car and track to see if you've made the correct lane decision. Basically, say I'm in the middle lane and there's a blue truck in front of me. I get over into the left lane and I keep track of this blue truck. And if I'm in front of him, then I made the perfect lane decision to change lanes. But if he is in front of me, I get mad because I'm like, I should have stayed over there. Hello? Shirley said, I have 4 eyes. I don't need any more. Vlad said in Russia is a superstition that if you did not recognize the person, he or she will be rich. Oh, that's interesting.
That's not fair, man.
I know.
Come on, man. That just made a whole bunch of people rich.
Maya said yes. But I mean, do you do that with the heavy traffic in cars?
Yes, I do. I mean, if I'm driving and traffic is super, Maryland drivers. If you're in Maryland, if you're here, or if you're not in Maryland. Maryland is horrible when it comes to driving because there's supposed to be a fast lane, a passing lane, as far as the passing lane, then the fast lane, then the slow lane, and exit lane. There's no such thing in Maryland. Everybody drives how they want.
Right.
So when you're driving and somebody's in front of you and you're trying to get over to pass them, if they get over and you don't get over and they get slowed down, they made a bad decision. Right. If you get over and you get to go past them, you made a good decision. Yes. So I totally agree with that because I'll be mad as hell.
Yes, I'll be mad.
I'll be mad because I got over and I get to watch them coast up through traffic. Right. And I'm just sitting there tight. But it's cool.
Kiara said, LOL, no such thing. Corey said, because we make our own rules. Right. That is so, so true. Thank you all so much for watching the 7th episode of Take a Break with Bree. Couple comments. We have Shirley, stop blocking my lane change. I hate that. Kiara said, LOL.
You can't get over.
Right. LOL, true. Thank y'all so much for watching. I would like to thank my special guest, Sincere Green, for joining me today. Hopefully you had fun and will come back and visit. And let the viewers know where they can find you on social media.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, you can find me on social media at Aquarius Mind, on Instagram, on Facebook. My name is Christopher Brown. Middle name Sincere. But again, my name is Sincere Green for today. You can check my page out. I do live stuff, but I follow a whole different type of scene and everything. I try to touch base on everything I can possibly touch base on. So if you like to talk about a whole bunch of different topics,
take a break with Bree.
Take a break with Bree. Hopefully I can get back here one day.
Yes!
I had a good time. I'm glad everybody was commenting.
Yeah, it worked out, didn't it? So thank you so much, everybody, for watching, and for those that will watch, like, follow, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You'll find me everywhere: Instagram, Snapchat. I'm even on LinkedIn, Twitter, Tumblr. I'm everywhere. BRINKY'Boobri. Definitely check us out. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, again for watching. Thank you, Sincere, for joining me tonight. It was such a great show. I'll see you all next time. Hello.